guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of Focallure makeup. I ended up getting a full face a long time ago and having to reorder some stuff, so I haven't really played with this. But yesterday I attempted to film this video and got all the way through it, and then I started editing and something happened with the camera. I don't really know. So I'm going to do it all over again. The look came out really nicely, so I'm just going to do the same look that I did yesterday because you guys haven't seen it. Focallure has been talked about a lot recently in the beauty community or YouTube community because they have a lot of good dupes for certain high-end palettes. I've only been seeing their palettes. I have not been seeing their complexion products and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to do a full face, because they have a lot of stuff. Since I did the video yesterday, I did a 10-hour wear test with all of the products. I'll be able to tell you how I liked it and all that stuff. That's what we are going to do today. I hope that you're excited, because I am excited to actually play with this makeup again. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to turn on your notifications or hit the bell so that you stay notified when I upload. I upload every Monday and Friday. All right, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so my hair is up. That means we can start the video. So I'm gonna start with eyes today. I've been doing that lately. I actually really like it. I have two palettes from Focallure. One is the Impressionism palette and one is the Sunrise Impressionism palette. This one is the Impressionism palette, which I really like the packaging. It's little brush strokes and stuff is cool. And this is an all matte palette. And this is what it looks like. Really pretty. You get a lot of oranges, some blues, it's basically some warm tone and some cool tone. I'm going to use this shade right here to do my eyebrows. I'm going to use my Ulta angled brush. I've been really liking using a pencil just to outline my brows, and then going back in with a pomade or a powder. I think that makes my brows look the best. There's nothing wrong with powder. I just haven't used powder in a while to do my entire brow. But this is actually a really nice shade. But now that the brows are filled in, I'm going to use their concealer to cut them out and just clean it up a little bit. This is the Focallure concealer, and it's in the shade Light. This is what it looks like. Obviously, that's light. It's real light. I'm going to have a very bright under eye today. This is the doe foot, and it's just a flat doe foot, which is nice. I'm going to just use my Urban Decay Naked 2 brush. I used this concealer to prime my lids yesterday, and I didn't really like the way it went on. It kind of ended up skipping, but I was supposed to use the shade in here to prime my lid. This palette, which this is what it looks like. It's very pretty. It's called the Sunrise Impressionism palette. This one is supposed to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty nude palette, which is pretty good except for a couple additions of shades. This is what it looks like. It comes with this little guy right here, which is a cream shade. And if you are familiar with the Huda Beauty palette, it comes with a cream shade in there. And this is just to for priming your lid. So I'm going to use that today because I didn't use it yesterday. I accidentally just ended up using the concealer. It also comes with a little cover, which I am going to save. Using these shades yesterday, I don't think that these were at all powdery, but I think anything that's powder is going to stick to the cream shade, so I definitely recommend if you get this palette just to keep that little square so that your cream shade stays clean. So I'm going to dip into here with the same brush. I used this yesterday to cut my crease, and I really liked it. I thought it was going to be a very hard, thick formula, and it's very creamy. I'm going to use my Morphe M713 just to blend that out. It blends out super easy. It's very creamy. I'm going to use the shade Marshmallow in the All Matte palette, which is right here, just to set my primer. I'm going to primarily use the Sunrise palette. It's pretty much a really good dupe for the nude palette from Huda Beauty. The only difference is they added two orange shades. They added this shade right here and then this one right here. So there's just two oranges, which I like because I like orange shades. It's fall time. But since there are a lot of purples in here, I'm going to start with this shade right here, which is called Tenderly Light, and it's just a mauve-y purple. I'm just gonna put that in almost like a transition, and I'm using an M504. So this was super easy. They're very pigmented. They blend out super easy, and I really like the way that it just took 2 seconds to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. All right, so that is blended out really easily and took 2 seconds. I really enjoy these shadows so far. So I'm gonna use the shade Punch Drunk. which is right here. It's just a little bit deeper of a shade, and I'm gonna pop that into my crease just to make it a little bit more defined. And I'm using a profusion brush, which is like a rounded brush. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease now. I just did that shade in both eyes and it just made that crease a little bit more deepened and it gave me a little bit more color. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease with the shade that's in this palette called Limitless. I did end up using this shade yesterday to cut my crease and I really liked it. And I'm just gonna use my Naked 2 brush again. Okay, so that is done and I'm going to go in with the shade Marigold, which is right here. It's a super pretty like shimmery orange. I'm gonna use my Shop Mistake like really tiny concealer brush to put that on, and I'm gonna wet my brush once I pick up some. She was super crumbly yesterday, like you can see right now. It's very crumbly, so I'm gonna wet it just a little bit just to keep the like crumbles on the brush, and I'm just gonna use my All-Star ColourPop one. That's what it looks like. It is so pretty, but it is really crumbly and it ends up just kind of getting everywhere. So I recommend if you have the nude palette from Huda Beauty or you have this palette, just to do your eyes first before your makeup. As the day went on yesterday and I had this on, it did not move. I did get some glitter all over my face, which it tends to happen. I'm not super mad about it. Okay, now that both of them are on, I'm gonna take just the brush with like any residual that's on there and I'm gonna spray it again and just smooth any areas that I feel like are going to fall off or anything like that. And I feel like this is going to make it stay a lot longer. I really like this look. I think it looks so pretty. It's like fall, but like clinging to summer. I'm gonna take the shade Punch Pink, which is like the deeper one, on this brush right here, which is like a fluffy blender, and I'm just gonna clean up the edges over here just so that it doesn't look as stark. This orange is like an electric orange. It is so pretty. I'm gonna leave it at that and we'll move on to the face now, and then I'll finish it up a little bit later just because I'll put liner on and lashes on. I just don't like doing that before I put mascara on, but before I do that, I'm going to clean up my under eye. Let's move on to the complexion. This is the Focallure Perfect Face Matte Primer. It is oil free. That is what it looks like. I'm just gonna pump this on to my finger. It looks like this. It's clear, very dimethicone-y, so I feel like this is actually going to be good for my pores as well, which yesterday it kind of was. And it's very slippery, but I'm gonna focus the majority of the stuff on my nose because I get very shiny on my nose. That looks good. And then for foundation, I have the Focallure Skin Evolution Fluid Foundation with an SPF of 15. Obviously this is not my shade, but we end up making it work. And this is the pump, which is kind of cute. So I'm gonna pump some out here. And I'm gonna use my Morphe sponge to start blending this out. It's a thicker consistency, you can see on my palette here. I tend to like thicker foundations better just because they tend to go on more like a gel instead of like a liquid, and I tend to like that. So I'm just gonna kind of dot this everywhere. So that is 2 pumps. It is a very dewy foundation. I think it looks really nice, and yesterday it looked super nice. I'm gonna go in with like just a little bit more, like a half a pump, just to get like little areas, just to build up. But by no means is this a full coverage foundation. This foundation really reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. All last night, that's what I was thinking when I had it on. I was like, oh my god, it looks so much like that. Like, it gives you that skin finish. Also makes your skin look so good that you keep wanting to look at it. Like, I'm gonna go with concealer. Obviously, it's really light, so. And what I did yesterday, which tended to work because that is straight up pink, I take a little bit of the foundation and I'm just going to mix it in on top of it, and that way I get the coverage of the concealer without having the like shade of it, just to cover it up a little bit. This is a really good trick if you ever end up like getting the wrong shade of concealer. Just go over it with the foundation. Let's blend this out. This concealer doesn't have a lot of coverage. I put it like right here just to highlight my forehead. It just doesn't have a lot of coverage. I'm just gonna put it here to highlight a little bit more. Like, it has pigment, but it doesn't have a lot of coverage. So I definitely don't like that. I use the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer for highlighting, but if I do the same thing that I did with this one, just like doing a dot, I have to blend it for days because it is so pigmented and so full coverage. Just to give you like an example of like a concealer from the drugstore or like an inexpensive concealer, I'm happy with it. It's not the best, but it works. Let's move on to powder. I have the Focallure Face loose powder in number 2. This is what it looks like. The shade of this is really nice. I really like it. This is what it looks like. It's almost like a little brown, which yesterday when I opened this up, I was like, the frick is this? It looks a little weird, but I really ended up liking it, so I'm gonna use this again today. I'm just gonna do a light layer all over my face with this powder just to set it. So I really like this powder, specifically the shade. I think it's really nice. It's almost like a chocolatey brownish shade, like a small hint of chocolatey brown, like very small, very small. And obviously I'm a lot more matte now, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and do bronzer. Sad story with the bronzer, they didn't really have a bronzer, so I ended up just getting like a really dark pressed powder, and this one is literally the shade of the my face. So I didn't end up using this yesterday just because it didn't really work with my skin. Kind of the same shade. I ended up using my BH Cosmetics bronzer and kind of mixing this one in, and I'm just going to use my R7 brush, which this is the BH Cosmetics bronzer. This one's really inexpensive. It's normally like 10 bucks, but it's always on sale for like 6 bucks. Okay, so that's done. Let's move on to blush. This is the Focallure blush, which is in Pretty Coral, and I really like the shade of this, and it's super pretty on, so I'm gonna just pop this on really quick. Such a pretty blush, and I feel like it's a really good travel size as well. Just throw this in your bag and you're done. Worked out really well. Also stayed on a long time last night, so just in case you're wondering. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face, and then we'll go into highlighter, and then we'll finish up the eyes. I did not get setting spray from Focallure because I didn't really see it on there, but I'm just gonna use my Wet n Wild natural finish. It's like 5 bucks, so it's kind of like really inexpensive. Don't eat it. Okay. Alright, so that got rid of some of that powderiness. The highlighter that I got from Focallure is the Beam Baked Power Highlighter Ultra Glow. This is what it looks like. It's a really pretty gold shade, and it was so pretty yesterday. It was so freaking pretty. Sorry that I tried all these products already. I wish I didn't have to do this again, but of course I really am fine with it. I just, you know, sucks. Camera stuff sucks. I'm just gonna use my Chic brush that I got from Big Lots. I don't really recommend this highlighter for people who have texture like me. It does emphasize your texture just a little bit, but it's not bad at all. I really like it. Also like the shade that it's very golden and super pretty. Let's go ahead and finish up these eyes. I have the Superfine liquid eyeliner from Focallure. I just really like the packaging. It's like a rubbery feeling, so it's going to be steady in your hand. It also is a bristle tip or a brush tip. I like those the best. They don't end up getting dried out as easy as a felt tip liner, and that is what it looks like. It's not the blackest, but it's all right. Going over this glitter is going to be difficult, so it's not going to look super clean and fine. I'm just doing this right across. I'm not doing a wing or anything. I'm just doing it to hide the band of the lashes that I have. So obviously the glitter just doesn't want it to like look great. It's just very messy. It's not the worst liner I've ever used, but it's definitely not like the best. I prefer the NYX Epic Ink Liner or the Tattoo liner from Kat Von D. Those just tend to work a little bit better. They're a lot more black than this one. So now that that's on, I'm gonna let it dry before I do mascara. I'm just gonna do my lower lash line. I'm gonna take this really straight brush from Shop Massé. I love Shop Massé brushes, and I'm gonna go into that Punch Pink, which is this shade right here. I'm just gonna put it really close to the lash line. And I'm gonna take a pencil brush from Moda. I got these brushes in my BoxyCharm, my September BoxyCharm, and I'm just gonna go into the shade Hawaiian Orange, which is right here. I'm just gonna kind of blend out the top shade with the orange shade. I really like the orange matte shade. It ended up working really nicely. I'm gonna highlight my inner corner of my brow bone before we go on to mascara, and I'm gonna use the shade Champagne. And I'm also gonna use the highlighter as well. I'm gonna kind of mix them together. This is the shade Champagne. So I'm just gonna pick up that Champagne shade and I'm gonna wet it. And then I'm just gonna dip into the highlighter a little bit, just like a tiny bit, and then put that right here. That is so pretty. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Wow, that is super pretty. Just the Champagne shade by itself is super pretty. And I'm gonna take the highlighter and just highlight my brow bone with it. That looks so good. Really like that inner corner highlight. It's blinding and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and I'll be right back. The mascara I have from Focallure is called the Volume and Lengthening. This is what it looks like. It's almost like a a metal case, which is nice. This is the brush. I didn't really like this yesterday. It ended up just getting everywhere. It's really nice mascara. Like, it does a good job of lengthening and all of that, but especially on the bottom, I think it looks so nice. For lashes, I did not see any lashes from Focallure on the website, but I do have some Shot Massé lashes that I used yesterday, which are super pretty. These are the Alexis lashes. I ended up just using these yesterday as well, and I really like them. And these are $1, so I figured I'd just add them in because I hadn't tried them before yesterday. I'm gonna pop these on real quick. These lashes are so pretty. I like them so much. I'm definitely going to order them again for $1. Are you kidding me? But I just want to show you, I wonder if you can see it, but like right here, you can see the mascara is coming off and getting everywhere, especially on this side as well. I hate when mascaras end up doing that. I just took a spoolie and kind of like flick it off, which is not good to do on your under eye. Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home, guys. But yeah, so let's move on to the lips. I have 2 lip products. I have this little guy, which is like a pill. How freaking cute is that? It's adorable. And it is a little guy, super cute. So I'm gonna use this to line my lips, but I also have this, which I really like the packaging of this guy. This one is super pretty. It is a lip stain. It is in the shade Pink Mauve. It didn't end up staying on like super long yesterday, but it was really pretty. As far as the lip stain goes, I think if I just did the lip stain, it would stay on, but I'm gonna use the lipstick too just because I have it. I ended up just filling them in all the way. I don't know why I did that. It was super creamy though and looks really nice. And when I used this yesterday, the shades are like literally exactly the same. So I'm gonna pop this on over, and this is what the doe foot looks like. I'll swatch this one for you. This is what it looks like. It is a lip stain, so it's not gonna dry down, but like when it comes off, it'll have a stain, which I didn't really see yesterday. You can see it's literally the same color, which is nice. You'll see, since I just swatched it, there's just a little bit of a stain. This shade doesn't really go for the look for me. It would definitely go with the nude, but I think it's really pretty. Okay, so that is all of the products from Focallure. I really ended up liking all of the products yesterday and today, using it a second time. I'll go through all the products really quick just to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and anything that I would recommend for you. Let's start with the palettes. The Sunrise Impressionism palette was so beautiful. I really like all of the shades in here, and I really like the glitters as well. The glitters are definitely very messy, so I recommend take your time with it and just build it up as it goes. But I have this makeup on for about an hour, and it's still staying on really nicely. The mattes in here blended out amazingly. Didn't have any problem with them. It took 2 seconds, and they're very pigmented. The Impressionism palette I will definitely try. I don't think you need this unless you are someone who really likes matte. I really want to try like these blues right here, so I feel like that would be really pretty. But I don't know if you need it. I would recommend this palette over this one just because I like shimmers. It depends on what you're in the mood for. The primer was nice. I don't think that this primer is very matte because the foundation is very dewy. Obviously I look really matte right now, but that is because the powder, not really the primer. So if you are very oily, I don't really recommend this for you because it's not going to do anything as far as like mattifying your makeup, as far as I could tell, because yesterday it still looked dewy after a couple hours. My nose ends up being really oily, so I did have a little bit of dewiness by the end of the night last night. I don't think I would purchase this again knowing what it did. The foundation, really like this. I recommend this foundation to you because I think it's really nice. It is on the dewier side, but obviously with powder it will mattify down. It gives your skin that skin finish and makes your skin look gorgeous. And it's, I think, a really good dupe for the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. So this is a yes for me. Also has SPF 15, which who does not love that? The concealer is a no for me. It didn't have any coverage really. Mixing it with the foundation was literally the only saving grace, and also it kind of creased under my eyes. So this is a no for me. I don't recommend it for you guys. Obviously this is the wrong shade for me. When I picked it up, when I saw it online, it didn't look this light. I don't know. The powder, I really liked this. I was surprised that I liked it. It's really nice. I like the shade of it as well. And it mattified everything down really nicely, especially if you're oily. I like this powder. It's finely milled. It's really soft. The pressed powder was nice. Obviously, this is just not my shade. I really did like it. I think it's nice. And I didn't have any problems with this. Obviously I didn't use it a ton because it's not really a bronzer shade. It didn't do anything weird when I mixed it with my normal bronzer. Blush, I will definitely use this again. I like that it has limited real estate on in your bag or wherever. It's very small. I just think it is really nice, and it ended up staying on a really long time last night, so like that a lot. The highlighter, really pretty. I like the compact of it too. Looks so nice on. I like it a lot. I like the shade of it as well. I don't think I'll use it every single day just because it does emphasize texture a little bit. But I like it a lot. I think it looks very pretty. Liner, I'll probably use it again. I think it's really nice. I don't think that it's like a great black one, but I feel like just to hide the lash band is nice. If you're not going over something like this, I feel like it'll be fine. I've only used it twice, so without this, just like a matte eye, it'll look really nice. And I feel like it'll be easy to do a wing with because the point is very pointy. The mascara is a no for me. It is a nice mascara as far as like making my bottom lashes and my top lashes look really nice. Ends up getting everywhere, and I do not like that. So this is just not one for me. I don't recommend it for you either. It's a nice mascara, it just ends up getting everywhere, and I don't like crumbling all over your eye. I don't like that at all. The lip products, this is really cute, very creamy. I don't like the amount that you get in here. These are very inexpensive though. I think I remember they were like a couple bucks, so I think it's really cute. And how cute is that? It's like a little pill. The lip stain, I don't think I'd buy this again. I don't know. It doesn't look like a lip stain. Lip stains for me, I want it to be like this color, but I'm gonna try it by itself without like putting the lipstick under it, so that it might be a little bit better, but it's pretty. Packaging is nice. I like the shades. I just sprayed my face with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Natural Finish just to clean everything up and set it into place. AOA Studio lashes, I really like these lashes. I'm definitely going to order them again. Sorry I just used these ones just because they're very inexpensive and I hadn't tried them yet, but I think they're really pretty, very different for me. I end up going with a more fuller lash, but this one's super pretty and I really like it a lot. For $1, I'm sorry, that's amazing. The two things I didn't like were the mascara and the concealer, and the standout product for me was the Sunrise palette. I feel like if you are a fan of the Huda Beauty nude palette and you cannot afford that one because it's $62, I feel like just get this one. You get some pretty oranges as well. If you are a warm tone person, I feel like you'll enjoy those oranges. And I like this look. It is very fall time, still clinging to summer. And I'll definitely be using both of those palettes again. Alright guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I did. Doing it twice was interesting, but I had fun. I really liked all of their products. I didn't really have like a product that was terrible, absolutely terrible, but for me, 2 products out of all of this is really good. Don't forget to leave some comments down below for me. Any suggestions you have for future videos or any feedback, everything is appreciated. I hope you guys have a really good week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!